Just because you think Switzerland is very small, don't think you can tour Switzerland for 3 or 4 days. Any period you go to Switzerland is a hit, back to back. Because hey beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dale Goodness. If you're seeing my face for the first time, thank you so much for joining. On this channel, I share my life in the UK, nursing, and my travel. So if you are looking at getting more information about this, make sure to subscribe and request a video in the comment section. I love to meet people, especially if you're watching my channel for the first time, okay? Don't be a stranger. Let me know where you're watching from in the comment section. Now, in today's video, I am going to be sharing my experience as a tourist, mistake I made, or mistakes for you not to make as well when in Switzerland. I know that this video is particular to Switzerland. However, if you are planning to travel anytime soon, you might find these tips useful, okay? So please make sure you watch till the end. The very first tourist mistake I want you not to make is not spending in Swiss francs. I've already established in my previous video about Switzerland that Switzerland is the second most expensive country in the world. Currency is one of the highest as well. I think 1 Swiss francs to a British pound is like 0.8 or 0.9. 1 British pound is about 1.1 Swiss francs. I'm not sure, but I'm going to put the exact conversion on the screen. And if you spend in Swiss francs, you find out that the exchange rate is more favorable to you than if you spend in a British pound or your own currency, okay? So regardless of the country you're coming from, it is always preferable for you to spend in the country's currency, most especially Swiss francs, okay? Before going to Switzerland, I changed my money. Still, when I got to Switzerland, because of the expenses, I had to use my Monzo bank in Switzerland, and I found out that the exchange rate and the charge is just too much, okay? Next mistake I want you to avoid totally is thinking that everyone in Switzerland understands a particular language. Now, as I have said, they have 4 different languages. I cannot really tell which of them will speak German or Italian, okay? I know in Zurich, most of them speak German. It is not the same if you go down to Bern or any other big cities. So please put that at the back of your mind. Another tourist mistake I want you to avoid if you go to Switzerland is not planning your travel time enough. I know I have already established that Switzerland has one of the best transport systems in the world. However, I want to also shock you that bus time is not the best. So their schedule is kind of weird, especially if you're up the mountains, which you would definitely be at a point if you're going to Switzerland, because Switzerland is made of valleys, mountains, and lakes. You definitely will be in one of those places. When I got up to Montenegro, I found out that their bus time is an hour apart, okay? So if the bus or the train comes by 10:45, for example, the next time the next bus going to that place you're going is 11:45. That's an hour apart. So if you miss the bus, you have to wait an hour or even more sometimes. You have to plan ahead and make sure you don't miss the bus. It's always on time and they leave exactly. Like, it's the same thing with the UK. Most of their bus leave exactly. There is no stopping or there's no waiting. If they're gone, they're gone. That brings me up to the second part. If you are driving, you have to pay for parking. Shock, right? I was so angry, like, I'm already in an expensive city and you want me to pay for parking. And guys, their parking is expensive. You can park for 2 hours and you pay 5 francs. Like, come on, tell me, why do I have to pay that? In the UK, I know we complain a lot, but it's so expensive in Switzerland. People don't get it. How can I pay 5 francs for 2 hours? That's like ridiculous. And then I have to pay for toll if they catch you speeding. Their speeding fee can be about from 60 francs up to 250 francs, depending on how dangerous your driving was. So that driving in Switzerland is fun, but not fun, if you know what I mean. Another tourist mistake you should avoid if you are in Switzerland: not going with the right adapter. So I don't have the universal adapter because I didn't know about it on time. So already I have loads of adapter, like different pieces rather than the general one. So I don't need it at this point. But if you're starting off newly, I'll advise you to get that. I'm going to show you the adapter. So this is the mouth of the one that is used in EU. So if you've gone to Italy, Malta and Iceland, this is the one they use. Okay, this is quite bigger. And then in Switzerland, they use almost the same, but it is smaller. So if you are going to Switzerland, you need to take note of this. I'm not sure if you can see it, but please just look for a smaller one or just get the general one, okay, so you don't get stranded, because buying adapters or chargers in Switzerland, especially if you buy from the big cities, are quite expensive. Another tourist mistake to avoid totally is eating only in the hotel you lodged in, okay? Generally, Switzerland is expensive, but one thing that is very expensive in Switzerland is food. food. You can get a 2 or 3 course meal for like 70 to 100 francs, which is quite pricey. However, if you go outside the local stores, the local restaurants, you will get it for like 20, which might even taste better. I know generally eating in a big restaurants are expensive, but it is overwhelming in Switzerland. I want you to get the point that it is very expensive, okay? What I did was, of course, once in a while I ate in the hotel I lodged, but majority of the time I went out to the local stores to eat because it tasted better for me and it saved me some coins, if you know what I mean. So that's one tourist mistake you should avoid, most especially if you are going on a budget. Which you shouldn't be going to Switzerland if you're on a budget, because Switzerland is an expensive country. Oh. Another tourist mistake I want you to avoid if you are going to Switzerland is, do not think that because you're going to Switzerland, you're going to be seeing most Swiss people. Most of the Swiss people are not living in Switzerland, okay? Majority of the people you will come across in Switzerland are foreigners or they are tourists. They are there as an immigrant or they are there for tourism, just like you. Most Swiss people are in Luxembourg, okay? So they've relocated out of Switzerland, and if you see them there, most of them will tell you, oh, I'm Swiss, but I'm here on holiday. And I'm like, okay, like why? Oh, I got a job in Monaco, or I got a job in Luxembourg and I moved. We all know that Luxembourg is a big deal, okay? If you're a nurse and you don't know that Luxembourg is the deal, you are sleeping. But yeah, they have all relocated to these countries that pay them pretty much well and give them a more quality life. Most people you meet in Switzerland are foreigners and not Swiss people. Any time of the year you go to Switzerland is fine, okay? It depends on what you as a tourist want to see. If you're going to Switzerland in winter, you are going to probably see the snow and all that. If you want to ski, you can ski. If you want to snowball, you can snowball. Like, those are the kind of activities you want. You would be able to see it during winter and experience it during winter. However, if you want to see the clear mountains, okay, you want to hike, you want to like see the beautiful serene, definitely go during summer. Any period you go to Switzerland is a hit, back to back, because Switzerland is breathtaking, okay? You would be amazed at any point you go. You're going up the mountains and you want to see the clear mountains and all that, it's better to go during summer, and that is when the grasses and the environment is really green, like you feel alive with nature. So I advise you to go at any time, but just make sure you plan ahead for the weather. Now, brings me to the next point, which is, do not think because you are going during summer, you should dress all summering. Is that English like that? Hot girl summer, all bikini, all this, that. Yeah, that's fine, but please prepare for weather switch. Weather in Switzerland is brother to British weather, but I think the British weather is worse. The Switzerland weather is like bipolar, okay? So in the morning it could rain heavily, and in the afternoon you're seeing everywhere all sunny, okay? So you can see this picture here, the beautiful girl wearing a shirt and a jacket. Ask her what happened. She will explain to you. When I was going out that day, I was preparing to go to one of the mountains, okay? Don't worry, top things to do, and where I stayed, everything, my activities will be dropping pretty soon, okay? And it was very hot, so I put on a shorts and I dressed like according to the weather, okay? The only thing that saved me is I had my jacket with me, and that was solely because I was going up the mountains, and regardless of the time, the mountain is a little bit chilly. Even during summer, it's a bit cold, okay? So I had the jacket in my hand. I wasn't wearing it at that point, okay? The thing is, I needed a jacket even before going to the mountain, because while walking about in the city, it started raining and it was very, very cold, like it was winter. And I was like, what is happening? Why is sudden switch in weather? But yeah, the weather in Switzerland is bipolar, okay? So please make sure you are ready at any point for weather switch. Switzerland is not going with a proper shoe, okay? Switzerland, like I have said, is filled with hills, mountains, valley, and lakes, okay? So you need proper shoes not to fall. It is known that the mountains are very dangerous in Switzerland. People have lost their life while hiking in Switzerland because of how dangerous and how sleepy their roads are, okay? So please make sure you have a proper shoe with a proper grip, especially if you're going to dangerous sites. And also be more careful, okay? If you are going, I advise you to go with a tour guide. I have a link in my description box on how to get your tour guide with TripAdvisor or Viator. Another tourist mistake not to make, avoid it at all costs, is getting a taxi. Taxis in Switzerland are like the most expensive I've actually seen, okay? If you cannot get a train or bus, please try and get Uber. Use Uber or any other app you can use on your phone, but do not get the local taxis. Like, don't go on the road and say, hi, I'm going to this place, can you take me there? Don't do it. It's not only about the safety reason, it's because of the price. It is going to be like ×3 of the price, and I'm not joking, okay? From Zurich airport to my hotel was about 8 minutes drive. It was less than 20 francs I paid my Uber. However, that will cost me about ×3 of that same price, or ×2 of that same price. And it's not because it's at the airport. This is just how Switzerland is regularly, okay? Very pricey. So ensure you use the train, bus, or you drive than using the local taxis, okay? Another tourist mistake to avoid in Switzerland is not getting your Swiss travel pass. Now, getting a Swiss travel pass is just like saving money, okay? With Swiss travel pass, you have discounts in any of the tourist places you go, about 50% discount, and also you have free transport the whole of Switzerland. So if you're not driving, you are better off with a Swiss travel pass. I have a link in my description for you to purchase it as well. I think if you're going for 3 days, you can pay £180, and for 4 days about £240. As this allows you access to any city at all in Switzerland, which for me I think is very good. Another tourist mistake to avoid is, just because you think Switzerland is very small, don't think you can tour Switzerland for 3 or 4 days. That is one mistake I made when I went to Malta. Malta is very small, right? I was able to manage with my time, okay? However, Switzerland's landscape and sites are breathtaking. It's not possible to come and just view and go. No, you want to immerse in the time, like you want to live in the moment, like take me away, you know. And before you know it, 5 hours is gone. You are still in one particular spot and the whole day is gone, you see. So do not think because Switzerland is a small country you can tour it in. At least give Switzerland a week or 2 weeks, because you will need 1 or 2 days in each city to be able to explore Switzerland properly, okay? So that is one tip, or that's one tourist mistake you should avoid. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope this will help you plan for your Switzerland trip. If you've been to Switzerland and you know any tourist mistake to avoid, please let us know in the comment section, because I am definitely going back to Switzerland very soon. I am going back to Switzerland very soon because I still have unfinished business there, okay? So I hope you love my content enough to subscribe and stick around for more Switzerland content and more travel content and nursing content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.